All right, guys, we got a good one for you today. Battle of the budgets. Really good quality. So we have what a lot of people are getting confused. I mean, they're not twins. They look pretty similar. But you have the Tisas PX9 Carry on the left, and you got the Taurus Gx4 Carry on the right. So right away, pretty similar designs here with these curved frames, flat triggers. The serrations are almost identical. You got your Picatinny rail. A lot of similarities between these two pistols. And they also are in the same price range, between $350, something like that. They should be sub 400 no matter where you find them. So looking at the other side, some similarities there as well. So these are going to be two good viable options for you. But we're going to take a look at them, compare them, and shoot them and see which one outperforms the other, the battle of the budgets. All right, so I got reviews out on both of these. So if you wanted more detailed information on both of those, go to those reviews. These are just going to be a quick overview of how they look and feel to each other, and then how they shoot and perform. So not very super long. One difference aftermarket that I have, well, not even aftermarket, but I installed the magwell that came with the Tisas PX9 Carry. So I did like that it came with a magwell. It's a little polymered, so it's a little bendy, but it does hold on by this row pin here in the back strap, so that's pretty cool. But as you can see, it really was not needed. My hand already fits there. I'm just a big fan of the magwells for a little bit more support and for a little faster reload. So that is one thing that the Taurus Gx4 does not have. So let's take a look at their sizes, right? The most obvious one, they are pretty much identical in length, which overall length is about 6 1/4 inch. I would say the Taurus, if you can see it, maybe has a couple ticks or two. You know what? Let me line up the back of the slides. There they go. They're lined perfect. With that rifle, that barrel on the Tisas on the left, I mean, it extends to where the slide of this one ends. So take that for what it's worth. I would just say they're pretty much identical. Right at the top, if you notice, this is the Tisas irons only edition. So I think for an extra 30 bucks or 40 bucks, you'll get the optic ready, which is, I believe, RMR, same as this, the Taurus. So that is one thing. They do have this option for that, and they have the irons only option for this pistol as well. They both have black serrated sights, but as you can see, the Tisas has a much larger set right out of the box. And I do believe they're both Glock style sights, so you can get those swapped out. Both have the simple red dot in the front. So I think the Tisas, for me, out of the box, the sights are a little bit bigger, a little bit better on the Tisas. You get your back plate that has a Taurus symbol, whereas this one has the cock indicator there. So if it's cocked, so it's a little extra feature there. Pretty nice. Both 9mm. The slides, they both have almost identical serrations. Looks like the Taurus has an extra one in the front. Same in the back. I would say to the touch, hard to tell. I think I can't tell one's heavier than the other. Both of these are cleared. Let me just go ahead and show that before I start messing with stuff. I know everybody's already throwing the fit. They're both empty, so I'm gonna pull both those triggers. Feels nice. Bam, 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 bam. Maybe one day. So the serrations, I think the Taurus feels a little grippier to me. And I would have thought the Tisas did. Yeah, the Tisas, I think, if I'm not like super grabbing, they slide a little bit. Now, of course, if I'm grabbing it like I'm ready to cock it, it's gonna cock. But I'm just trying to see if they catch a little better. This one, see, I'm having to really slide my fingers down. So the Taurus serrations are a little bit deeper, I believe, help with a little bit more of a grip. But again, the slide feels the same. The feel on this one, the Carry. So the Carry editions of a lot of pistols now, it's kind of between the compact and a micro. So both of these frames fit in my hand, and I have a larger size hand. So my pinky's like halfway on the Taurus. I added the magwell, but the extended of this this frame, you can see it's kind of here. It kind of has a curve to it naturally also, so it's like midway. So same thing, it would be half of my pinky, and you can see my full review on the PX9 Carry. But Not a problem either one. Good firm grips on both of them. Right out of the gate, neither one of them has a mag in it. Only thing extra installed on this is this polymer mag wheel. I think the Tisas is heavier. I didn't really weigh it. I have a scale, but it's upstairs. May have to weigh it and see, but I think the Tisas is a little heavier. I can kind of feel it a little heavier, slightly. Both have flat triggers. It looks like the Tisas has a larger trigger guard area. So as you can see, the Taurus one almost fits inside of it. So it has a much longer trigger. They're both flat, both have that safety. Whereas this one's a little stubby little trigger. It doesn't bother me much. This one has a much stiffer wall and a much harder pull than this one. This one had really soft. And I'll get the gauge out here in a second. This one does have a nice hard wall and a crisp break, somewhat of a crisp break, whereas the Tisas has a little bit of a mush that you can kind of feel there and you can kind of see it. But a longer trigger, bigger trigger guard area, so I do like that. Does have a deeper undercut here for that finger, for that recoil management. And this one just kind of curves up, but again, not bad at all. So for me, for a larger hand, you see my finger is almost the width of this trigger guard. Once I get it in there, I know some people say you got to get the front of your front pad. I can't shoot like this naturally. I kind of get in there to that first crevice of my knuckle, so you can kind of see there on the bigger fingers. Not going to be a problem. I mean, you get it in there, it's not an issue. Just pointing out that this one is a little larger. This one does have a little more space on both sides there, as you see. So when I get in there, I do have a little more room to work with, and it's visibly larger. Both have Picatinny rail, same amount of slots it looks like. Looks like this one has one extra slot. Really nice, smooth. The frame, so this one has interchangeable back straps and the side panels, whereas the Taurus just has the interchangeable back strap. The Taurus has more aggressive texturing. These they look aggressive, but they're kind of soft. These are rubberized on the side, so you kind of get that Hogue grip feeling there on those on their backhand because it's all wrapped around the side. These are interchangeable if you're into that. This one just has more aggressive style texturing, but I can get a nice grip on that as well. The index points are gripped here. Same thing here, but these are a little softer. The controls, I kind of like this little step down style, easier to get to. This one has a smaller step down, so it could be better for concealment. They're a little bit more flush if you're into that, just pointing out the two differences. But I don't have any issue with either one, and just pointing out that this one is larger. The takedown on this one has the turn key, so if you don't like the, or the turn knob, if you don't like that there's a takedown lever like this one here, this one does not have it, so that's a good feature if you're into not having extra controls here. Or if you like the extra controls and kind of use it as a gas pedal, this one will have it, and it protrudes a good amount. Since this is like the SIG P320 takedown style, this one does not have it. So if that's an issue or something you like to look at or use, or you don't like anything interfering, then the Taurus does not have that. Mag release, looks like this one's a little girthier here, you can just tell. Let's go ahead, get a couple of those mags, one for each one. They both come with two 15-round mags, so that was kind of cool. Do like that. The Taurus comes with Metgar mags, and then the Tisas comes with Checkmate mags. Both 15 rounders. They come with a flush, or a semi-flush for the Taurus, and then the Tisas came with one flush and just an extended base pad, not an extended mag. And again, these are Checkmate mags, and these are Metgar mags on the Taurus. But let's take a look at the releases. So I'm on grip, don't have to get off the grip. It kind of extends, it's a little thick, has some good pyramid checkering there. Not really an issue. Let's go with the flush. Of course, the flush one is going to be a little harder because of the mag wheel I installed, so you'll have to get the another extended base pad, but you can still get it in there. Release is pretty fine, don't have to get off grip. Let's take a look at the Taurus. A little smaller, has some serrations in there, but again, no issue. I can still get it, and this is actually a little thinner up here from the Tisas, as you can tell. so I can get to this mag release a lot quicker without even thinking about it. So for me, a faster mag release is better. I like it. This one, the feel is better on the Tisas because it's a little bigger and has the checkering. So the feel of the mag release, I like this button better. Again, I don't have to get off my grip. This one I just kind of have to move my thumb a little bit because my natural grip is going to be here and I got to kind of find it. Not a problem though. The Taurus is more of a natural spot. I don't have to move back or forth, so I can just kind of press down. So I like the placement of this, and I think it's because of the thinner frame here up top. But the overall feel, I do like the feel of this one better. So that makes a difference to you guys. This one does have a deeper cut for that support hand, thumb coming up, that little meat of the back of your thumb or your palm down there, your little butt cheek right here. This one is a little bit deeper, whereas this one has a nice hard contouring. Doesn't really make a difference to me on any gun. I mean, it's going to go where it goes. But in case you wanted to know about that. This one, again, came with 215 rounds. That one's 215 rounds. Very similar pistols. Just a couple different features or a couple different controls. So if this helped any, I'm glad I could help you guys. Now let's take it out to the range and look at the real test. Oh, hold on. Did we look at the width? Yeah, I think we looked at the width on these two. They're about the same here. Height. And I did have the magwell on here, so I guess it didn't add that much. So I'm going to go for the top of the slides. And then you can see that the Tisas is a little taller. Even without the magwell, you can see that the Taurus kind of ends a little shorter. Let me get back up right there. The Taurus ends a little shorter than what the Tisas is. So you get a little bit more frame on this one. And again, as you can tell, the actual where your hand goes is a little wider on here as well. So the Tisas is a little thicker. You can, that's a good side-by-side view there. It's a little larger, but didn't affect the overall length really, or the width. It's more of the grip that's a little bit more expanded, and the length of the frame, which could be a good thing on a smaller gun, right? More area for you to get your hands on there and control that recoil. So the Tisas is a little larger down below, below the waist. There you go. Good joke for you. All right, let's get it out to the range and let's see how they perform. This is the Gx4 Carry Taurus.
Yeah, I haven't shot it in quite a while. Oof.
Low and left.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
Hard.
Feels hard?
Yeah,
like
after shooting my 226, man, this is not as soft as butter like that anymore. Let's try this Tisas PX9 Carry. I want to compare the two.
All right.
Interesting. Never shot this before. First time ever. So let's just see. Oh, nice. Much better.
Well, you're higher with that one, so that's
yeah.
good. More closer to the target.
This was so much better. This is heavier than the Taurus.
Uh-huh.
It's nice. It actually shoots really nice.
Okay, so out of
Not
5 shots, first initial, just 5 shots, that one feels better.
Yeah, this one feels better.
We'll keep shooting and see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go second round, another 5 shots between the Gx4 Carry and the Tisas PX9 Carry. First round was 115 grain, now we're switching to 147 grain.
Yeah, this is the Taurus.
Yeah, Taurus. Felt softer. So just your initial shots felt a little hard.
Yep. Much softer.
Let's see how she did. I see some alphas in your life. Not just the one that's walking with the phone. 5 alphas. Good shot. All right. Now we're back to the Tisas PX9 Carry, 147 grain. Careful with that.
Okay.
And still no high pro.
It. You're right about that.
Yeah, I know.
That's what's weird.
How'd it feel?
So soft.
Softer than the Taurus?
There's like no kick whatsoever.
Let's go see how you did. That's the Tisas.
Tisas.
All alphas again, huh?
Look at the grouping.
Nice. So far, you like the Tisas PX9 Carry a little bit better?
I do.
It's shooting better for you with that 147?
Yeah.
That's nice. And we're at about 7 yards, 21 feet. Good job. 4-round group. I just went and pressed it. Definitely a harder recoil. Anticipation. Shoot it to the right with this one. Or way right with the PX. A little high on that one. That was shooting way right. Bullseye. Another trigger lock. Must be the safety blade. I'm not touching right correctly. Slide lock. Maybe good slide lock. Let's look at our results. Definitely had some issues there. I think we had a light primer strike on the PX9. So PX9 at 21 feet, 4-round group. This one got away from me. Finger was on the trigger. I was not ready and just sent it down. Pretty tight here when I was focused. Gx4 sights for some reason were a little off to the right. So that's a little strange. I tried to make up for it and got a little closer here. Looks like 2 of them went through here. So at 21 feet, looks like the Tisas performed a little bit better right out of the gate. Then we went to 30 feet, 10 yards, the PX9 again. For some reason, those sights are a little higher left. I was trying to adjust, and you can see the trail coming down just outside the 4-inch ring on this one, everything else inside the 4-inch ring. The Taurus, those sights are off to the right, so you know it's not me. One's going one way, the other one's going the other. Started off way out here and started to bring it in with a point of aim. I think my point of aim in this last one was out here at the box, outside of the box. Got it in there. 21 feet, scattered across the 1-inch box. Taurus, again, to the right. So maybe adjusting the sights, get a little bit better. But out of the gate, PX9 was better, and the PX9 is not as snappy. There is a noticeable difference on the felt recoil between the Tisas and the Taurus. At this point for me, easier, softer shooting, PX9, and it's more accurate out of the box. Let's do some doubles. Let's start with the PX9. That way the Taurus, it didn't perform well against the accuracy. Give it a second. We'll warm up with the PX9 first, see if that's what it is. Good slide lock.
My fingers are getting raw from floating.
Let's see how we did with the PX9. Really tight grouping on these others. So here's the PX9 first here. Then I went up top. Then I went to the shoulders. Really nice and tight. Let's see how the Taurus does. We're at 21 feet. I kind of know how this is going to go, but let's find out. Good slide lock. Take a look. Two center here, close together but a little low. Then I went up top. Looks like I got one here and here, so not too bad. Almost the same thing on both. Shoulders way off. And the right wasn't too bad. So good hits here, a little too far off. All good hits, but the Tisas way tighter. Maybe the recoil control way less snappy. All right, guys, we're back from the range. Did our testing. We looked at both guns in comparison to each other. I gotta say, I was quite surprised with how they perform for quote-unquote budget pistols. I mean, the true test in all actuality is the durability and reliability with the budget guns, as they say. See if they withstand the test of time. So that'll something maybe you guys see in the future. I'll probably put several more hundred. I'll try to get to 1,000 rounds on these to see what really happens. But right now, out of the gate, I think maybe less than 100 rounds each. Maybe the Gx4 Carry's got a couple hundred on there. Well, I think actually I already did 500 on this one. And this one's barely hitting 100. We just got this one, right? We just did it out the box and shot a few more rounds. I gotta say, I'll start, when we first bought this Taurus Gx4 Carry, I was shocked at how smooth it shot for a gun this size. You know how it goes. Usually the smaller, the more kick, the more recoil. It shot pretty soft. It was pretty accurate, pretty close. It was off a little bit. These are Glock style sights, so maybe they just need to be adjusted. But this does have the optic cut, excuse me, optic slut, little slut with all these different optics on there. But I have yet to put one on here. It is RMR style. They both come with optic cut slide or just the standard iron sights. And I was really impressed with this Taurus Gx4 Carry. Not gonna lie, I like how it felt. It wasn't quite small as a micro. As you can see, even now, I got a pretty large hand, and my pinky goes more than halfway on there. Really, really nice pistol. And then we picked up this PX9 Carry, which was almost identical. And again, this is the irons only edition. They do have it with the optic cut for maybe like 30 bucks more. This one is definitely heavier, that's for sure, and I think that's what helps with the recoil management and how softer this shoots than the Taurus. So it looks like the slides are pretty identical, where the PX9 picks up the weight and girth is in the frame. It's definitely bigger in the trigger guard, so that flat trigger is a little bit larger, and the frame, you can tell, is a little girthier down below. PX9 to me was more accurate and it shot softer. Now these sights were also off a little bit up and left, if I remember correctly, but once, and just this one too, this one was kind of way off to the right for some reason. Once you adjust to your point of aim, you can pretty hit good shots from there if the gun is, you know, nice and accurate, which they both were. I was able to adjust a lot faster and get closer to bullseyes with the PX9 Carry, and it shot considerably smoother than the Gx4 Carry. I'm pretty sure it had to do with the weight of this one. It is a noticeable difference. But overall, you can't go wrong with either one, especially the price for both of them. They're both sub 400. I'm sure you could pick up a used one probably closer to 300. But if my decision and you guys saw everything, especially for me, my opinion, my hand size and everything, the PX9 overall is going to be better than the Gx4 Carry. And again, that's just one person's opinion. You know, check them out for yourselves if you can, if they're available near you. But look at the footage yourselves and you can make your own decision. Maybe some of the things I pointed out matter more to you than they did to me. But from my point of view, again, the Tisas PX9 Carry, if I had to go with a budget pistol, I would go with the Tisas over the Taurus. Appreciate you guys. And as always, drop me some feedback or some comments. Then I'll go ahead and reply to you guys back. And as always, you know, appreciate you guys for checking it out. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram under fat_tactical. I could do a lot more messaging and interacting with you guys there. Appreciate you.